Welcome back, day 8. We are slowly but surely getting through these, and today I've got a core session for you. So you don't actually need any props today, unless you like a little bit of cushioning underneath your knees, then that might be all that you need. But we are going to move straight into this today, please. So either start cross-legged or you can sit back on the heels as we're going to move straight inwards and connect to the breath as always. So start by dropping the gaze or closing the eyes and just being really aware of yourself and your breath. Observing the breath initially to see where we're at. Whether we've got calm breath today, whether our breathing is a little bit erratic. First few moments should just be to observe you. Now you've spent some time observing, you can start to connect to the breath. Take in a conscious breath in and feel your whole body expand with that breath. And let that breath go, feeling your whole body relax and soften. Continue to breathe consciously, being aware of the breath in and aware of the breath out. The breath flows in and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Continue to sink into your rhythm. Follow the ebb and the flow of your breath. Unclench any tense jaws. Soften any frowning foreheads. And as always, if you need longer here with the breath, take it. If you are ready to move, we are going to create probably a little bit more heat today. So we're going to come over onto all fours, guys, when you're ready, please. So starting in our cat-cow position. Always the perfect set of postures to ensure we've carried the breath into movement. Inhale, tailbone lifts, navel drops, heart forwards and up. Exhaling, tailbone tucks under, lengthening through the spine, chin into the chest. Inhale to open. And exhale. And then we're going to come back to a more tabletop position, and just very slowly we're going to take some nice circles with the hips. And slowly drawing them nice and wide. And then circling those hip movements back in the opposite direction. And then we're going to come back to our tabletop position. We're going to tuck the toes under, and we're going to let the knees hover above the mat for about 3 breaths. So we're going to lift them just shy of the mat. You'll feel your navel draw into your spine. In yoga we call that out Uddiyana Bandha. And we're going to take 3 breaths from now. 1. 2. And 3. As you exhale, dropping those knees back down onto the mat. We're going to then take your right foot to the back of the mat. The left arm is going to reach out. As we inhale, we're going to take the right leg up so it's in line with the hip. As you exhale, we're going to simply tap the hand and the foot down to the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Once more. And now we're going to lift. As you exhale, we're going to scoop the knee in towards this right elbow and the elbow into the chest. Then we're going to hold here. 1 and 2. Stretch it out and lengthen, pausing here. And then we're going to bring the hand and knee back down onto the mat as we take the left leg, right arm. Find that leg raise, exhale, tap the mat. Inhale up, exhale down. And again. And this time we're going to hold, exhale as we hug elbow in nice and tight and the left knee to the left elbow. Inhale, exhale. Expand, open up and pause again. And then we're going to drop hand and foot down to the mat. Walking the hands forward now as we prepare to come up and into our downward dog. Not quite going to come up just yet though. Just walk the hands out, distribute the weight across the fingertips, tuck the toes under, and again, a little bit like we just did, let the knees lift. Then we're going to send the hips all the way back and slowly start to lift the hips and press and pedal and wiggle your way into your first downward facing dog of the day. Pedaling the legs, rolling the spine. As always, any weird and wonderful movements that suit you here is absolutely fine. And then from this first downward facing dog, we're going to come forwards to our plank. So you can definitely drop to knees in plank pose. If you feel that your chest collapses in plank, that's a good cue to pop to your knees because you want to create that nice strong back body here. So either on the knees or not. And then we're going to lift back into our downward facing dog. Slowly rolling into our plank. Lifting the gaze forwards and up. And exhaling as we lift back into our dog. We're going to do that twice more. Slowly rolling. And back up. Last one. Back up. Then we're going to inhale, take our right leg up. We're going to come into a high lunge today. So right foot forwards. Inhaling as we rise up into that high lunge position. Because we want to activate more of the core muscles, we are going to bring it to a diagonal lunge here instead. And you'll feel these muscles fire up a little bit more, all those tummy muscles, as we just breathe here in our diagonal lunge. Inhale. And exhale. And again. As we exhale, we're going to come back down onto the mat and we're going to sweep the right leg back into our plank. Once we're back into our plank, press into the left hand and the right side is going to open into our side plank. You could drop down onto that bottom knee if having both legs out is too much for you today. And then slowly bringing it back to center, over to the other side. Try not to hold the breath. Back to center. Then we're going to take our chaturanga all the way down. We're going to lift the chest and the thighs into our shalabhasana as we hold here. Inhale. Maybe there's a little bit more room. 2. And 3. Hands to the mat, toes under, back into our downward dog. Take a breath. Inhale, lifting the left side. Exhale the left foot to the front, finding our high lunge on this side now. Once you've got that high lunge, once you've found the balance in the feet, then we'll take it to our diagonal line. Keep reaching, keep stretching into that back leg. Nice big breaths into the belly. 1. 2. And 3. Bring the hands down onto the mat. Stepping into your plank. Giving the weight to the right hand. Taking our side plank again here on the other side. Open across the chest. If you like, you can shift your gaze up towards your top thumb. And then slowly transitioning with control back to plank. And back to the other side. Both hands to ground. Chaturanga onto the belly. Chest and thighs lifting again. Shalabhasana. This time we're going to reach the arms out for 4. 3. 2. 1. Bring the hands to the mat. Press into a child's pose. We're going to take 5 breaths in our child's pose. Make sure your breath is still on our side. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Then we're going to press into the hands. Inhale, lifting up. Drop the hips down. Keep the arms long as you take an upward dog with the option to lift the thighs off of the mat. Keep the gaze forward, chest leading, shoulders soft. 3. 2. 1. Lift those hips into your downward dog. Then we're going to look forwards, walk, step, jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhaling into your chair. Now your chair is quite good for the core muscles, but what's even better is half chair. So we're going to send the hips back, bringing the chest parallel to the ground. Keep reaching and extending through those arms, thinking about that lovely length in the side, navel to spine. Inhale, try not to hold the breath. Exhale fully. 2 more rounds of breath. 1. 2. Good job. Exhale the hands down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, we're going to fold and we're going to keep your right foot where it is as we step the left leg back. Inhale to our high lunge again. As you exhale, this is going to come into our warrior 3 now. So we're going to bring the arms to the side today. Give the weight to the right leg and allow the left leg to lift, to extend, to draw navel into spine. If you do want to experience stronger sensations, then definitely go to reach those arms out in front, but I'll leave that choice up to you today. 3, 2, 1. We're going to bend into the right knee. Step the left foot to meet your right back into your chair. Keep the left foot to ground. Step your right foot into your high lunge. Pause. Stay a little bit longer if you need your breathing to regulate. And at any point you feel ready, making that transition, giving the weight to the left foot and allowing the right leg to come up. I prefer to flex my extended leg. Some people prefer to point. It's entirely your preference. So have a play if you're not sure and see which alignment works out best for you. If you want to, take the arms out. 3, 2, bend into the left knee. Right foot meets your left back into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, stepping or jumping your way into your plank. Drop to the knees, everybody. As you exhale, we're going to lower the chest so it hovers above the mat. Breathe. Press up and into child's pose. Take 3 breaths here. You could rest the forehead on the back of the hands, or you can have your arms nice and stretched out in front of you. So hopefully we're starting to feel a little bit warmer. And if we're not, we might do in a minute. So we're going to have the arms out in front of you from your child's pose. We're going to lift the hips up and we're going to press into these forearms, into the elbows and into the palms. We're going to come into our dolphin pose, which can be quite strong on the shoulders, so please be mindful. And we're going to tuck the toes under. Think downward facing dog as we press into the elbows, into the arms and lift these hips into our dolphin. We're going to press the chest as if we want it to reach the back of the mat, and we're going to hold in our dolphin for a few breaths. You can bend the knees here if your hamstrings are a little bit tight here, that's fine. Think about getting that nice long spine like we do in our downward dog. Now I'm going to need to shuffle forwards because I'm going to end up off the mat. But from here, we're going to walk your feet into your dolphin plank. So bringing the hips nice and low. And then we're going to press into the right forearm and reach the right arm up towards the sky. Gaze can be up. Make sure our shoulder is nicely over our elbow because it will just make life a lot easier. And then slowly making that transition to the right side. Once you've taken a breath, maybe 2, bring it back to your dolphin plank. Then we're going to drop down onto the pubic bone, untuck the toes and press into the feet, press into the elbows. Claw the elbows back as your chest pulls forward and up and the shoulders relax away from the ears. Inhale into your sphinx. Exhale. And again. Now we're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to lift back into that dolphin plank. And then we're going to walk our feet into our dolphin. Now this might feel quite strong. Don't worry if both your arms don't lift at once. We're going to press into the palms and lift the forearms. So we're back into our downward dog. We're now going to inhale, lift the right leg. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your nose. Inhale, push back. Exhale, knee to nose. Once more, knee to nose. Now extend the right leg and bring your right knee to hover behind your right elbow. Now hover it to your right wrist. and step into plank. Lift the hips, downward dog. Left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch and lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Once more. Now that left knee is coming to the left elbow, then to the left wrist, then into plank, then drop the knees, cross the ankles and walk yourself back to a seated position. Take the legs out in front of you and have your knees bent. From here, we're going to take this into a pose called Navasana or boat pose, and there's different variations. So we're going to hold the back of the legs to begin, just as we lean into it and see where we want to be at. We're going to take option 1, shins parallel to the ground. We can hold the back of the legs, keeping the shoulders relaxed and the chest nice and open. You might want to hold the back of the legs and straighten them. You might not want to hold. It is entirely up to you. 4 breaths. 1, 2, 3. If you smile, you can't help but you can't clench the jaw then. 1 more breath, and then very slowly gonna lower down. Once you're down onto your mat, we're gonna keep the knees bent, press into the feet and take this into our bridge. We've done bridge before, but this time we're going to ground into the right foot and we're going to take the left leg up. If you would rather not take the leg up, you don't have to. Stay mindful of the breath and very slowly taking it to the other side. Try and keep the hip height, try not to dip too much. Breathing consciously. Right knee can come down, right foot. Rolling the spine down now, 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, taking your legs up the wall. Bring your arms up so the arms and legs are parallel to one another. Taking a breath. Exhale, right leg and left arm to just hover above the mat. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you make that transition to the opposite diagonal. Inhale, coming up. Both arms to hover. Back up. Both legs. Watch out for the jaw clenching. Let them hover. Inhale up. Now we're going to pause for a moment. Control the breath. So we're going to go double whammy. When you're ready, both arms and both legs. Let them hover. Inhale, back up. Twice more. As you come up, pull the knees in and take a breath. Notice your heart. Can you feel the circulation? Can you notice all that inner movement that's occurring? And then one final little bit of movement. We're going to have your knees bent now. So it looks like you have been sat on a chair and been pushed over. The feet are going to stay flexed here. We're going to keep this right angle in the knee the whole time. Arms could be to the side of you. And so we're not bending the knees, we're not kicking, we're not doing this. We are going to bring that heel down, keeping the knee bent. Then the opposite. And then you're going to alternate from side to side. These are really, really strengthening for your hip flexors, those little muscles right at the front of the hips that no one goes to the gym for. Controlling the breath. 2. Should we do both at the same time? Why not? 1. Now we can drop those heels and give yourself a nice big squish in. Maybe a sigh out. And then straight in to your Shavasana. Shoulders are relaxed, the jaw is soft, the inner thighs are turning out, and your body is about to take a well-deserved rest. When you come to this part of our practice, if you think that you could be spending your time better elsewhere, think again. If you're somebody that always has to be doing, I totally get it, I promise. I'm one of those people, and it took me forever to learn that actually, although I might be a doer, there has to be balance in there somewhere. I need to take some time out to just be rather than do. So to fill your cup so that you can do all of those things that you like to do, we need to replenish, we need to restore, and we need to rest, which is what you are going to do now. Let go of the physical hold of the body. Let go of the controlled breath. Let your jaw relax. Let your tongue relax and your teeth. Let your forehead relax and your cheeks. Let your shoulder blades melt. And let your mat carry the weight of your hips and your ankles as you just surrender the best you can right now for a few moments out of your day. Take a breath in through the nose and just let that breath filter into the body. And allow that breath to flow gently away through the mouth. Feel the weight of your body, the presence of your body. And before we go any further, thanking your body for all the things that it does for us, day in, day out. filter back in as you're exhaling. Taking all the stretches and wriggles that you might need before eventually rolling yourself over to one side. One final pause before the rest of the day resumes. And whenever you are ready, pressing your way back to seated. And once seated, inhale, raise the arms above the head, and exhale as you pull the hands down to your heart space. If you like, you could bow your chin forwards with me to bring our practice to a close. Thank you guys so much for sharing day 8 with me, and I will see you for day 9. Thanks guys.